give your operating system much thought? I feel like there's kind of two groups of people. Those who the OS is one of the main deciding factors on the device that they choose to purchase, or there are also people who kind of just like using the device that they have in front of them. Or maybe at some point, based on your own experience, you're someone that's moved between those two groups. Like me, I've accidentally found myself being a lifelong Windows gal. My earliest memories of using a PC are playing educational kids games like Number Rescue, Gizmos and Gadgets, and Zoom Beanies on our family's Windows 95 desktop that lived in the computer room, which seems like such a foreign concept now. Racing home after school to beat my brother to use our Windows XP PC to chat to my friends on MSN. Finally getting my own device running Windows 7 while I was in high school, using MySpace, Bebo, then eventually Facebook, Windows 8 while I was at university, and then I started working as a trainer for Microsoft with the launch of Windows 10. And then I came back into this role just in time for the launch of Windows 11. I went from being someone who just thought a computer was really just a computer to having quite the obsession with finding ways to work smarter, not harder, and use all of the built-in features and functionalities that are specifically designed to make the everyday easier. In this video, I'm going to share with you 11 things that I love most about using Windows 11. Number 1 is making the most out of my screen real estate using snap grips and layouts and the docking experience. I'm sure that I can't be the only person who can feel a little overwhelmed by everything that I have open on my device at any one time. I've got my emails open, Microsoft Teams, Spotify playing, usually a minimum of 3 PowerPoint presentations open, an Excel spreadsheet that'll probably close again before actually looking at it, and then a web browser with like 20 tabs open, just for good measure. I know some of you will be right on my wavelength, or I'm the kind of person that makes you a little bit furious, and that's okay too. I am the most productive when I'm using an external monitor, and there are a few treats in Windows 11 that help me organize this chaos. The first of which being snap groups and layouts. I have been a huge fan of Snap for a long time now. When I'm working with lots of different windows open, I like to see them side by side for an easy copy and paste. With snap groups, instead of grabbing a window, moving it to the side and kind of just hoping for the best, you can click the middle button on the right hand corner or drag your window to the top of your screen, or even press Windows Z, and this will give you suggested layouts for what best suits the display size of the device you're using it on. Even better, if I receive an email or have to click out of these grouped windows for whatever reason, instead of having to reorganize my beautiful group, I can now bring all of these windows back at once right from my taskbar. And if I need to unplug my device from my monitor to head out to a meeting or just to move around my house to get a change of scenery, everything that I had open on my external monitor screen will minimize on my device screen. But when I plug my monitor back in, they just appear where I had them before. It is so simple but so effective to help keep me in the flow of working. Number 2 is vertical tabs and some other things in Microsoft Edge. I was a pretty early adopter of vertical tabs, and I don't think I will ever look back. For example, let's say I'm searching for a gift for my husband. If you're anything like me, before you know it, there's at least 30 different tabs open with so many different websites. They can quickly get really cramped, and I can't tell which is which anymore. By clicking on the icon at the top left, you can turn on vertical tabs. When I need to see everything that I have open, I can see more information than when they're horizontally, but they also minimize down to just the icon, giving me more space for browsing. Another favorite feature of mine in Microsoft Edge is called Collections, and this is where I set all of these tabs aside for later. When my husband Graham mentions things he's looking at buying, into the Gifts for Graham collection it goes. When Christmas, his birthday, or our anniversary rolls around, I am prepared with this list of things that I know he's gonna love. I can create all of my open tabs into a collection here at the top right, and then to add new tabs to the collection as these different things come up. And when it comes time to get the gift, I can open up all of these tabs in the collection at once to pick, choose, and eventually make that purchase. Some websites even have discount coupons that are available in Microsoft Edge too. And number 3 is the integration of AI into Bing. The future is now, and I know that there is a lot of buzz and conversations going on about AI right now. There are all kinds of different applications for it, and I really recommend giving it a go for yourself, even if it's just out of curiosity. Bing Chat is now a part of Microsoft Edge, or you can even ask Bing questions right from your taskbar. I know this sounds a little silly, but do you know how nice it feels to ask the internet a question and just have it answer you? And not having to go hunting through pages and pages and pages of results to maybe find the answer you were looking for. For example, I never know what to do when my family or friends come to visit me from out of town. I'm so used to living here that I just don't know what people will find interesting. So I'm going to go to Bing Chat to ask for recommendations of things to do in Auckland, New Zealand, otherwise known as Tamaki Makaurau Aotearoa. I was really excited to see that Bing Chat was able to give me recommendations using New Zealand's Indigenous language, Te Reo Māori. Now, watch this. Bing already knows what we're talking about. So if I need to ask it further questions, I don't need to continue to specify. I don't need to ask, where are the best places to eat in Tamaki Makaurau? I can simply ask, where are the best places to eat? I can see that it's given me mostly restaurants for dinner. I'm more of a brunch kind of gal myself, so I can then just ask, what about cafes? So far, I have used Bing Chat to plan a holiday, make my emails more succinct, or improve my tone, and I cannot wait to see all of the different ways that people find this feature useful. Number 4 is Snipping Tool, now with video as well. Are you a serial screenshotter? There doesn't have to be any shame in it, because I am too. Did it make me laugh? Is it information that will be useful to me later? Do I want my friend's opinion on something I should buy? That's a screenshot. But for a long while there, I found myself having to quickly search how to take a screenshot on Windows, because I just always forgot. The days of control print screen, if that's even what it was, are now over, friends. Press the Windows button, Shift and S to bring up the Snipping Tool. This is a standalone app that you're able to open too, but the keyboard shortcut has to be my most used. What I really like about this is I don't need to screenshot the whole screen. I can just select the area of what I want to take a screenshot of. I can then also mark up my screenshot with highlighting things or circling, all within the Snipping Tool app. I find this a super useful way of communicating feedback or dropping not so subtle hints for what's on my Christmas wish list. But with the recent 22H2 Windows 11 update, this feature has just got even better. You can now record your screen in here as well. For example, when my mum calls me and says, "Darling, how do I do this thing again? I know you've shown me already, but it's been so long I've just forgot." Instead of talking her through it on the phone for her to eventually forget again later, I can just do a quick screen recording for her, step by step, to have on hand for all of the times that you forget how to do those little things that you just don't do every day. Number 5 are all of the keyboard shortcuts and gestures that you can use to navigate your way around Windows 11. Keyboard shortcuts and gestures are among my favourite ways of navigating my way around my device. I have a lot that I use every day, like Windows Shift and S that I mentioned before for all of my screenshotting needs, the classic Control-C, Control-V for copy and paste, but have you ever tried Windows and V? I am sure that we have all copied something, then gone to paste it, and got something completely different to what we were expecting. When using Windows and V, your clipboard will remember what you have hit Control-C on, and then with Windows V, you can select from that list to paste. For this to work, you need to make sure that your virtual clipboard is turned on in your settings. Another favourite that I use every day is Windows and K to cast to a nearby wireless display, like my TV, or Windows and D to minimise all of my open windows to bring me back to the serenity of my desktop. I have way too many Windows shortcut tips to include in this video, but if you want to know more, we have a full series of A to Z shortcuts in Windows 11 right here on YouTube Shorts. In case you couldn't tell, I also love a good gesture, whether that be swiping in from the left to see my customized widgets pane, swiping in from the right to see my calendar and any notifications that I might have missed, or swiping up on the trackpad with 3 fingers to see all of my open windows or move across into a different virtual desktop. Number 6 is being able to handwrite or use my voice in any text field in Windows 11. While we're talking about how you want to interact with your device, did you know that you can handwrite or speak into different fields in Windows? I use my Surface Slim Pen 2 a lot to write notes, draft my ideas, and if my keyboard isn't attached to my device, I don't want to have to attach it just to go looking for something. I am able to select the text field and this handwriting box comes up. It'll convert my handwriting into text and then it searches for it. The more you use this functionality, the better your device will get at recognizing your handwriting. You can also use your voice to navigate your device, or even write notes or send emails. To activate voice typing, you can use the keyboard shortcut Windows and H. Hey, how's it going? I've just been thinking about that project. And then press the space bar if it doesn't automatically start typing as you start talking. Then, to stop voice typing, you can even use voice commands like stop listening. I really like to use this when I'm writing emails or creating video scripts like this, so my personality and the way that I actually talk to people comes across in what I'm writing, so I don't shock people when I eventually get to meet them in person. Voice typing is even available in a range of different languages, and we'll put a link in the description for where you can learn more about this. Number 7 is tabs in File Explorer and using OneDrive PC folder backup. I like to think that my PC and file management is pretty tidy, but I do have this bad habit of storing active files or projects that I'm working on my desktop. And then as soon as I get to like 3 or 4 columns, it's time to clean it up. Previously, I'd have 4 or 5 different versions of File Explorer open to drag and drop things across. But did you know that there are now tabs available in File Explorer? We've already established that I'm a lady of many tabs, but I have set locations where I drag and drop things across to, like videos I've made or training content I've produced. Now I open up one version of File Explorer, get all my different tabs ready, and get dragging and dropping away. You may also notice that my File Explorer looks a little bit different to yours, with these icons that you might not see on your device. This is because right from setting up my Windows 11 PC, I've turned on PC folder backup using OneDrive and Microsoft 365. This means that everything on my device is always backed up. So if I was to leave my laptop on a bus tomorrow, I can still access all of my precious memories and hard work by signing into OneDrive from any device through the app or in a web browser. But let's hope that that's something I never do. Number 8 is simplified settings and the ways to find them. When Windows 11 was first released, the focus was really on a simplified user experience, from a fresh looking start menu to all of the different ways that you interact with your device. I really like the quick settings menu and how easy it is to customize based on the kinds of things that I use every day. To access this, you can press Windows and A or click on that Wi-Fi volume battery section at the bottom right of your taskbar. Here live some of the most used settings like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth connections, and a slider for your volume and brightness. But if these aren't the things that you're using the most, you can hit the pencil icon to add your favorites, like Cast or Mobile Hotspot. I also really appreciate being able to skip, play, or pause my music from this space too. Number 9 is virtual desktops and focus time. I really like being able to set aside focus time to fully engage my brain in one specific task until it's done. Windows 11 now has this awesome focus sessions area, which you'll find by clicking on the bottom right hand corner. Here I can allocate a specific amount of time with or without breaks to focus on what I need to get done, and it mutes all of my notifications and distractions. It links to my to-do list so I know exactly what's on the agenda, and my favourite part is that it also links to my Spotify so I can select the right tunes to get me in the zone. Another way that I like to focus is by using virtual desktops. Like I mentioned earlier, I can swipe up with 3 fingers on the trackpad to access these, and I like to set aside different spaces for the different things that I use my device for, like work, life, and gaming. I can personalize each of these spaces for what I like to use them for, and this helps me with keeping my thinking and my device focused on what I'm doing at one time, rather than bouncing around a lot. Number 10 is cloud gaming and the Xbox app. In my gaming virtual desktop, the star of the show has to be the Xbox app. I have Game Pass Ultimate, and from here I can browse the full library and download and install new games or play these games via cloud gaming. Now, I've seen some of you in the comments asking how on earth I actually play games on a Surface device. I play games on my device almost every day, and I personally have had a really great experience. If you're looking for a game to download and install, you will see a lot of games on Game Pass have a rating at the top, letting you know that it should play great on this PC. As you'll see if you'll click on this, Game Pass will tell you that it's compared to the game's performance on PCs of similar specs to yours. And this is done to help me decide what games to play and determine the experience that I might have. If it's a game that may not be destined to run so great, or I just want to see what it's like before investing the time to install it, I like to give it a go on cloud gaming. With cloud gaming, I can even just pick up a game that I've already been playing on my console. When you go into the cloud gaming tab, I can see the games I've been playing and jump right back in, or I can find something new to play. Your cloud gaming experience does depend on having a solid internet connection, but I have been really impressed by cloud gaming so far. So much so that I've even played a few games from start to finish without ever installing them. It still picks up exactly where I left off each and every time. Number 11 is feature updates, and while it's last, it's certainly not least. Windows 11 just keeps getting better. A lot of the features that I've talked about in this video have been additions or improvements since Windows 11 was first released on the 5th of October 2021. Windows 11 will continue to grow and evolve with feature updates, which are tested and influenced by the feedback from the Windows Insider community. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I have gone from being someone who just thought a computer was really a computer, to having quite the obsession with finding ways to work smarter, not harder, and use all of the built-in features and functionalities that are specifically designed to make the everyday easier. These are just some of the things that I love about Windows 11. If I've missed any of your favorites, or if you have any questions, make sure you let us know in the comments.